Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm right here at the Unit 8E grammar tonight, mixed conditionals, and like this time the conditionals have reached another level, and so it's gotta be a little bit tricky for you to learn tonight. So if you are concentrating to our lesson tonight, I hope that you will get some more knowledge about this type of crazy grammar, because I know some of you don't like grammar, and I'm too. I'm doing this show. The only lesson I love in the whole section, in the whole unit of the solution book, speaking. Just speak. Do what? None of the writing. But if you want to speak, you have to also know what vocabulary you'll be using. So, accompaniment? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's now open your books to page number 86, and we'll be starting with the exercise number 1 right over there. Okay, so let's be concentrate. Okay, please carefully listen to every of the words. Okay, read the examples of the second and third conditional sentences and answer the questions below. Okay, so you all have learned the second and the third conditional on my show. So just a revision at this time. So the two sentences are: second conditional, Joe said, if I were a web designer, I would design my own website. Okay. Third conditional, Ed said, if I had passed my exams, I would have gone to the university. Okay, I would have gone to university. Okay, so now let's answer 6 questions below. Okay, so first one, is Joe a web designer? So she said that if I were a web designer, I would design my own website. Okay, so is she a web designer? No. Because why? She said that in just a imaginary situation. Okay, you may remember that. Imaginary situation in the present. Okay, so we all have learned about that. We just got a little bit of revision right now. So next question. So is Joe a web designer? We will answer no. Just quick. Okay, just write it down quick. Number 2, is she designing her own website? The answer is also no, because if she were a web designer, she would design her own website. So she is not even a web designer, so how could she even design her own website? So it was just an imaginary situation, so in the present. So the answer is also no. Yes. Number 3, did Ed pass his exams? Let's check again the sentence. If I had passed my exams, I would have gone to university. So, third conditional, you will remember it is also the imaginary situation, but instead of second conditional, imaginary situation in the present, so the third conditional, it is the imaginary situation in the past. Yeah, in the past. So, did Ed pass his exams? The answer is no. Yeah, you can see just he said that he wished he had passed his exam, so he would have gone to university. He wished, so he didn't. He failed the exam. To mean that shortly. Okay, so also no. A no for that too. The question number 4. Question number 4. Did Ed go to university? So he didn't pass his exams. He also, the consequence that is, he couldn't go to university. Okay, so he failed. So he can't. So also no for that. No. Number 5. Number 5. Which conditional sentence is about an imaginary situation in the present? So I told you before. So the sentence which describes the imaginary situation in the present, that is the second conditional. The sentence with the second conditional, that is the sentence Joe said that right over there. If I were a web designer, I would design my own website. Okay, so sentence about imaginary situation. So the second. And the other, it asked, which conditional sentence is about an imaginary situation in the past? Something which did not happen. So they explain it clearly for us right over there. So it didn't happen in the past. So right now, no for that. Okay, so that is the third conditional. The sentence with the third conditional, which said by Ed. Okay, third. Okay. Now we'll be moving on to the exercise number 2. Okay, so we gotta do this quick. Then we have some more further practice. Okay. Reading examples of the mixed conditionals. Then say whether each half of the sentences A to D refers to the past or the present. Okay. So we will have 2 sentences which divides up into 4 parts. Okay. So each sentence will be divided into 2. So we will decide each part whether it is in the past or it's in the present. So let's now decide which one of them goes to which time. Okay, which time. Okay. First one, the first half. If I were a software engineer. So that part, if you may remember the structure of the second conditional, that part clearly stays in the conditional. So if plus past conditional, it is, verb was, were, or verb ed, verb to or verb ed. Then the other half will be subject plus would plus verb base. Okay, so it is describing second conditional, describing the present. Okay, if I were a software engineer, it is in the present. Then next, right over here, it said at the other half, they say, I would have applied for a job in the USA years ago. So this part, it's from the third conditional. So the third conditional, the structure is if plus had. Yes, had plus verb 3 or verb ed. Then the other half will be subject plus would have plus verb 3 or verb ed. So this part, it is from the third conditional. So the third conditional describes the situation, imaginary situation in the past. So this part, it is in the past. And either down here, if I had gone to university, it is in the past. Yes, in the past. Because that part, it is from the third conditional. And this part comes again, second conditional. It said, I would have a better job today. Would have a better job. So would plus verb base. Don't get it wrong with the would have plus verb 3 or verb ed. You may be tricked right over there. So right over there, it is the present. Okay, described in the present. And I'll be back with the next part of the show. I'll be explaining more about the grammar point tonight.